Imagine a bustling Parisian cafe in the year 2000, where strangers exchange stories, silently weaving the invisible threads that hold society together. Walter Garrison Runciman opens this scene to reveal something fascinating. Society isn't just about big institutions or laws, it's about the microscopic dance of everyday people, their desires, fears, and connections. What if the deepest secrets of society lie not in ideology, but in these subtle social mechanics unfolding right now? Runciman challenges us to ditch dusty ideas like social Darwinism and Marxism. Instead, he invites a fresh lens, neo-evolutionary theory, shaking the foundation of how we see social life. Back in 2000, Runciman highlights how Marxism's rigid economic determinism and social Darwinism's brutal survival of the fittest were losing their grip. These old dogmas couldn't keep up with the complexity of modern social behaviors. For example, the collapse of Soviet communism shattered Marx's grand historical narrative, proving that society doesn't always march predictably toward class revolution. Neo-evolutionary theory sees society like a living forest, constantly adapting and reshaping through competition and cooperation among individuals and groups. Imagine each social group as a species, evolving traits that help it survive, language, rituals, economies, always shifting under pressure, like trees bending in the wind but never breaking. This approach transforms society from a cold machine of predictable forces to a dynamic biological organism. It explains why human behavior is messy and creative, blending culture and biology. The startling insight: our social instincts are ancient survival tools repurposed for modern complexity, meaning your quirks, friendships, and rivalries are all echoes of evolutionary hacks. Ever wonder why crowds act like they do, or why institutions hold power quietly? Runciman unveils the unseen forces pulling society's strings, forces rooted in psychology, genetics, and economics. In one striking example, Runciman points to Solomon Asch's famous 1950s experiments, where individuals knowingly gave wrong answers just to fit in with a group. This showed how powerful social pressure is, bending reason and truth to keep harmony. It's like ripples on a pond. One stone, the group's opinion, cascades through each person, invisible but impossible to resist. Runciman bridges biology and sociology to reveal genes don't work alone. They show their colors only in social neighborhoods. For instance, identical twins raised apart often develop similar social habits, suggesting innate tendencies connect to how we organize, communicate, and trust each other. Picture genes lighting the path, but social interaction deciding which way you walk. Economics enters the social stage as more than money. It's incentive architecture. Rules, rewards, and punishments govern social behavior like an invisible hand, nudging cooperation or competition. When a community institutes fines for littering, for example, it's not just morals at work but calculated incentives shaping collective habits with measurable results. Runciman doesn't just look back, he peers ahead. What happens when genetics, psychology, and technology collide? The social animal is evolving faster than ever, and it's downright thrilling. The explosion of behavioral sciences, from cognitive psychology to biological anthropology, lets researchers finally decode the complex wiring behind human societies. Runciman points to breakthroughs like twin studies that unravel nature and nurture and economic models that predict voting or cooperation, revealing the social blueprints deep inside us. Imagine smartphones and social media as catalysts, turbocharging evolution. Suddenly, social interactions that took years to build now unfold in minutes across continents. Runciman hints that the old rules bend and sometimes snap, forcing us to invent new social norms at dizzying speed, like language evolving in real time on the internet. Neo-evolutionary theory offers a mind-blowing payoff: the emergence of new social roles we've never seen, hybrid identities mixing technology, culture, and biology. The insight: human societies are not frozen relics but live realities, changing their shape even as you watch. The social animal isn't just surviving, it's remixing its entire code. Remember that Parisian cafe where invisible social threads were quietly weaving? Now you see how every shared glance, every smile, every unspoken norm is a tiny evolutionary current steering society's course. Next time you're among strangers, try noticing one subtle social force at play. You'll start decoding the invisible and maybe even change the way you move in the crowd. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.